you've been researching Prince George neighborhoods for more than 5 minutes, one name keeps coming up: College Heights. It sits on a plateau above the rest of the city, and honestly, that's kind of fitting. Because in terms of schools, stability, convenience, and quality of life, it consistently sits above the rest too. But here's what most people don't know. College Heights isn't just one neighborhood. It's a collection of them. Lower College Heights, Upper College Heights, St. Lawrence Heights, Vista Ridge, and Ridgecrest all fall under the same banner, and they each have their own feel, their own price point, and their own personality. So what we're doing today is the master overview, the 30,000-foot view of the entire area, if you will. And then we're going to be dropping dedicated videos on each of these sub-areas so that you can match your budget and your lifestyle to the right pocket of College Heights. That series is coming up, so make sure you're subscribed. For now, let's get into it. The name College Heights has an interesting backstory. The land here was originally owned by the Catholic Church with plans to build a college. The college never got built, but the name stuck, and here we are. The neighborhood started taking real shape in the late 1970s and through the 1980s when Prince George was expanding fast off the back of the pulp and paper boom. Professionals needed somewhere to live, and College Heights became the answer with generous lots, wide streets, and a design that reflected what a premium suburb looked like at the time. Then in 1994, UNBC opened on Cranbrook Hill, just minutes away, and that changed everything. It gave College Heights an institutional anchor. Professors, doctors, researchers, and healthcare professionals all wanted to live close to the university, which helped the neighborhood's identity lock in from there, and it hasn't looked back since. College Heights sits on the western bench of Prince George, which locals call the Plateau. If you're standing downtown in the bowl and you look west, that's College Heights up there. It runs along the Highway 16 corridor, stretching from the Westgate commercial area all the way out toward UNBC. About 13,000 residents across just over 5,000 households, and by pretty much every measurable metric, the most established and stable neighborhood in the city. When you look at who actually lives here, the data tells a clear story. The average household income is around $132,000, while the citywide median is about $88,000, meaning a nearly 50% difference. Folks here range from healthcare workers, UNBC faculty, engineers, tradespeople at the top of their field, and government professionals, just to name a few. Mostly dual-income families who chose this area intentionally and tend to stay. The home ownership rate is 87% here, while the city average is around 68%. What that means practically is well-maintained streets, invested neighbors, and a natural stability you can feel when you drive through it. It also means low turnover, meaning that people don't as readily leave College Heights, which is something buyers should understand going in. So what are you actually buying here? The bulk of the housing stock was built in the late 1970s and through the 1980s, meaning you'll find split-entry homes and ranchers from that era, which are solid builds on generous lots, most of which have been updated over the years. Then as you get into the 1990s and 2000s, the larger two-story executive homes start appearing, especially in the newer subdivisions further onto the plateau. Average pricing right now sits in the $555,000 to $621,000 range for a single-family home. That makes College Heights the fourth most expensive neighborhood out of 31 in Prince George. Entry-level options start around $380,000, while executive homes in the newer subdivisions can push well past $1 million. One thing you'll notice on almost every single listing here is a basement suite or a mortgage helper. That's not an accident. With UNBC and CNC both nearby, demand for secondary suites is consistently strong, while vacancy rates near the university transit corridors run below 1.5%. For a lot of homeowners in College Heights, that suite income is a meaningful part of the financial picture. By the way, if you're working through the home buying process and want a step-by-step breakdown of how it all works in Prince George, I have a free home buyer's guide linked below. Worth grabbing right after you finish this video. You're also seeing new infill along the Ridgecrest corridor with row homes and multifamily projects reflecting the city's push to densify well-serviced areas. Under the Bill 44 SSMUH zoning changes, larger lots now have real carriage houses and a secondary dwelling potential, meaning if you're an investor paying attention to that, College Heights is worth a closer look. Now let's talk schools, because this is a section that matters most if you have kids. College Heights Secondary School, or CHSS, is ranked number 1 in Prince George by the Fraser Institute and sits on the top of the tier provincially with around 1,000 students. This school features advanced placement English, honors courses, languages including Japanese, French, Spanish, and German, and a Japanese exchange program, and a sailing leadership trip to the BC coast, which, for a high school in a city serving around 100,000 people, is a serious academic offering. The catch is that CHSS is operating above 114% capacity, and the catchment is strictly enforced. Where you buy in College Heights determines whether your kids are in or out, so verify your address against the current catchment map before you make an offer if your child attending the school is a part of the reason you're buying here. On the elementary side of things, the four main schools serving College Heights are Ecole College Heights Elementary, Southridge Elementary, Malaspina Elementary, and Polaris Montessori. Ecole College Heights offers both English and French immersion, but the French immersion program has a waitlist, so if that's a priority for your family, plan for it early. Southridge Elementary serves the southern part of the neighborhood. About a 2-minute walk up from the Southridge Elementary is the outdoor hockey rink, one of the more well-used community assets in the area, especially in winter. Malaspina is the main elementary for Lower College Heights. Right next to Malaspina is a childcare center, the Cool Cats Daycare, and there's another one located next to Polaris Montessori. That whole pocket of the neighborhood has a solid setup for young families who need childcare alongside school. Polaris Montessori is a district-wide choice program. Students from anywhere in Prince George can apply, but its location here makes it a natural draw for local families. For private options, Cedar Christian, Westside Academy, and St. Mary's are all within a 5-minute drive along Highway 16. And UMBC is a 5 to 8-minute drive away, while the CNC is about 8 to 10. If you're affiliated with either institution, College Heights is the closest quality residential area in the city. One of the genuine selling points of College Heights is that you almost never have to go downtown for anything. Your main hub is College Heights Plaza at Demano and O'Grady and has options like Save on Foods, Shoppers Drug Mart, BC Liquor Store, TD Bank, a dental clinic, Starbucks, Booster Juice, Pita Pit, Edo Japan, and Crossroads Tap and Kitchen. Crossroads has become the go-to spot for local professionals after work with good food, good beer, and that neighborhood pub energy without driving across the city. If you want the true local flavor though, then the Dudley is worth knowing about. That's the rebranded College Heights pub, which has been refreshed, reopened, and it still has that comfortable, familiar feel the neighborhood was attached to. Then you've got the big box corridor along Highway 16, where you'll find Walmart, Canadian Tire, Home Depot, Costco, and the Real Canadian Superstore, all within minutes of each other. And Westgate Shopping Center gives you Old Navy, Michaels, Mark's, La Vie en Rose, Fat Burger, Oxygen Yoga, Supplement King, Whole Health, and Crowell Wellness, just to name a few. On an honest note, the Walmart corridor is where you're most likely to pick up the pulp mill odor that occasionally drifts across the city. It's not constant and it's not everywhere in College Heights, but it does waft in occasionally, something I'd rather tell you up front. For healthcare, family practices, and dental offices are right in the commercial zone. The University Hospital of Northern British Columbia is about a 5 to 10-minute drive near the Crescents. College Heights has roughly 40 parks and green spaces within and around its boundaries. The centerpiece for everyday use is the College Heights Trail System, which is around 6.4 kilometers of multi-use trail, a mix of paved and natural surfaces, and most of it is relatively flat and accessible for all fitness levels. It connects Fairmont Park, Gladstone Park, North College Park, and Jean de Brouf Park. On any decent day, you'll see families, dog walkers, joggers, and cyclists out there enjoying the fresh air. Forest for the World is worth a mention as it's a 106-hectare park on Cranbrook Hill with over 15 kilometers of trails and panoramic views of the city and the river confluences. It's not within College Heights proper, instead only a short drive towards UMBC, but it's close enough that residents use it regularly. If trail running, mountain biking, or a nice hike is part of your lifestyle, that's essentially in your backyard. One practical note if you're relocating from a larger city is that bears are a regular presence in College Heights. This isn't a warning, it's just life in northern BC. If you manage your garbage, stay aware on early morning walks, and you adapt quickly, you end up like most long-term residents who don't really even think twice about it. Now let's be direct about getting around. College Heights is car dependent. It's just the reality of how the area was designed and how Prince George functions. Downtown is 10 to 12 minutes away via Highway 16. UMBC is 5 to 8 minutes via Tyner Boulevard. The airport is 15 to 20 minutes. Getting across the entire city rarely takes more than 20 minutes under normal conditions. BC Transit serves College Heights through routes 15 and 16, connections to UMBC, downtown, and the Pine Center Exchange. Route 16 runs every 30 to 60 minutes, while Route 15 is more frequent at 15 to 30 minutes. It works well for students and university commuters, but most residents here opt to drive or bike. Walkability for daily errands is fairly low. For recreational use of the trail systems, however, it's excellent, so just keep those two things separate in your mind when considering this area. A quick note for the investors watching, rental rates in College Heights run 17 to 28% above the city average. One-bedroom suites start around $1,650 a month, while two bedrooms come in at $1,900 and up. Vacancy near the UMBC transit corridors usually stays below 1.5%. Your tenant profile here are professionals, healthcare workers, graduate students, and they're about as low risk as it gets in this market. And with the SSMUH zoning changes, the carriage house potential on larger lots is a conversation worth having. Now the honest section. Every neighborhood video I do has one, and you deserve the full picture. Parts of College Heights, particularly the older lower sections, have aging 1970s infrastructure such as stormwater systems and drainage reaching the end of their designed lifespan. The city has capital allocated for this, but flag it in your inspection if you're buying in those areas. Some residential streets in Upper College Heights also don't have sidewalks, which was common in mid-century suburban design, but worth knowing if you're coming from a city with a full pedestrian infrastructure. School catchments here are also usually tight. College Heights Secondary School is over capacity, and the most desirable elementary catchments have enrollment restrictions, so confirm your address against the current catchment boundaries before you write an offer. And College Heights is a designated growth area, meaning that densification is happening and will continue to do so. If new multifamily development near your street is concerned, research what's planned in the specific area before you commit. None of these are deal breakers, but they are a reality, so at least now you know. Here's the bottom line on College Heights. It's not the cheapest place to buy in Prince George, but it's consistently one of the most stable and most in-demand neighborhoods in the city. The combination of a #1 high school, a self-contained commercial core, proximity to UMBC, generous lots, and real community infrastructure is hard to argue with. If you're a relocating family, this is a neighborhood most people land on after doing their research properly. If you're a first-time buyer who can get into College Heights, you're buying into long-term equity. If you're an investor, the fundamentals here are stronger than they typically get credit for. But College Heights is not just one thing. It's a collection of distinct communities that happen to share a name and a plateau. Lower College Heights, Upper College Heights, St. Lawrence, Vista Ridge, and Ridgecrest each deserve their own conversation, and that's exactly what this series is going to give them. Dedicated deep dives into each sub-area are coming. Subscribe so you don't miss them, and if you're already in the decision-making phase and want to talk through which pocket of College Heights fits your situation, reach out directly. That's what I'm here for. Navigating the Prince George real estate market doesn't have to be stressful. I have a free seller's guide if you're planning to list, and a relocation guide for anyone moving to Prince George. But if you're looking to buy and want more tailored information, ask for my Home Buyers program. On top of the Home Buyers program, I'll send you exclusive weekly videos and emails to walk you through the process step by step. Just comment out the word guide down below, tell me which one fits your situation, and I'll send the link right over. And when you're ready to actually look at homes or list your property, the easiest way to connect is to call, text, or email. All those details are right there on the screen. See you in the next video.